with open arms and a warm smile. Henan welcomes you. Henan is at the center of China. Henan is the cradle of Chinese civilization. Henan is the spiritual home of all descendants of the Yan and Yellow Emperors. Discover Henan, the home in your heart. Discover the Mother River of China. The Yellow River gave birth to the Chinese nation. This mighty river originates from the snow-covered mountains of Qinghai, flows through the lowest fields and shaped vast plains with the sediment it carried with its waters. The Yellow River irrigates the central plains and sustained the people along its banks. For 5,000 years, the Chinese people prospered here. From the times of Yu the Great's legendary taming of the floodwaters to the fleeting glory of the Song Dynasty city of Kaifeng, more than 20 Chinese dynasties have established their capitals here. This is the place where over 100 schools of thought contended. Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism developed in harmony, and Chinese philosophies and convictions converged to progress through the ages. This is the motherland where the bloodline of the Yan and Yellow Emperors has been passed on, as countless families and clans established roots and thrived. The Chinese civilization took its first steps here and has prospered ever since. Discovering the origins of written Chinese language. Writing is one of the most important manifestations of civilization. The oracle bone inscriptions found in the Yin Dynasty ruins in Anyang top the 10 greatest archaeological discoveries in the 20th century. As some of the oldest characters in the world, their cultural significance is remarkable. Fortunately, we can still enjoy their everlasting charm in the ruins of Yin Dynasty. These oracle inscriptions possessed the basic elements of Chinese calligraphy, which had a tremendous influence on subsequent carving and calligraphy techniques. Stroke by stroke, Chinese characters constructed a civilized world. This is the place where the Chinese language set forth to spread Chinese civilization to all corners of the world. Discover Chinese art. Chinese art expresses the quintessential beauty of life itself. Unlike Western art, which originated from religion, Chinese art is a representation of Chinese lives. The beauty of life has been highly regarded by the Chinese people, from the daily lives of common folk to the fancies of literary men. From the mountains, forests, and grass created by nature to the temples and pavilions which bear witness to history, the Chinese people poured out their sentiment of pursuing a good life into every part of their existence. A lump of clay baptized by essence of bygone days. A line of opera articulated through singing, gesticulation, elocution and acrobatics. A piece of paper created by way of skillful cutting and delineation. A bowl of noodles cooked through skillful and meticulous dedication. The Chinese people fill their living moments with novelty and wisdom, and in Henan, art shines with the glory of humanity. Discover Chinese Kung Fu. In the long history of Chinese civilization, we may feel that the unique Chinese characteristics are all around us and within us, which is to a large extent reflected in Kung Fu. Kung Fu, or martial arts, can only be mastered through hard work and practice, which contains rich yet profound Chinese philosophy. Whether in curing diseases and improving health, or in subduing the enemy and preventing conflict, Kung Fu can have an effect on the daily lives of Kung Fu fighters. All styles or schools of martial art originate from Shaolin Temple. Today, Shaolin Kung Fu has become a window of Chinese culture to the world, which also turns Shaolin Temple into the most influential holy land of martial arts in the world. Kung Fu is a collection of wisdom. Kung Fu is the honing of will. Kung Fu is the heritage of skills. Kung Fu is the essence of a rising culture. If it can be said that the ancient and glorious civilization laid down the foundations for the spiritual homeland of the Chinese people, then the dramatic changes today have brought us the hope for tomorrow. Discover Henan, the home in your heart.